friends, and welcome to another episode of Fixing Your Coordinates. You may or may not have noticed, but I'm wearing the same dress that I wore in my last Fixing Coordinates episode, but, you know, with a different hairstyle and blouse, which can make so much of a difference when you are trying to find more ways to style your Lolita. So it's a simple thing that you can change and then it looks so different. You might not be able to really see because of the way that I am framed today. I am wearing Little Bird Symphony again. Also, between then and now, one of the buttons of my straps have come off, so Holly tied it into a halter for me. And then we're gonna fix the little button that came off. Anyways, I wanted to take a little moment, since it is episode 12, I think, to talk about how I choose the submissions that I use in this series. When I go through my lovelylortopics Gmail, I always search for the words like fix coordinates, fix chords, fixing chords, and then I try to go back to where I last left off, like the last read message, and then try to choose the next one from there. I'm starting to get to a point now where I am catching up, so I'm not as far behind in my email. And I just wanted to mention that I did implement some new rules, I guess, on how to do this. I will have that pinned in the comments and in the description as well, but I wanted to mention this in case you submitted a long time ago and didn't include those things, or maybe didn't put the subject line as fixing coordinates or fix chord or something like that. If you've been waiting to see one of your coordinates fixed and I haven't gotten to it, it's possible that it was just lost in my email. I just wanted to mention that I have nothing against like resubmitting emails. So if you think that I missed yours, you can totally send it again. Or if you're totally new and you've never seen this before, the information on how to submit is in the description. Hi Lord, this is my first ever chord. I've been working on it for months and finally wore it to a con. But I felt like I could do better. Like maybe the shoes could be a different color, or if I had a bag. However, I never found a bag that I really liked in time for the con. I also originally wanted to wear a peignoir with it, but didn't because I wore a long sleeve blouse. I figured the two would clash. Overall, I was pretty happy with it. I even made the headpiece and wings myself, though I was told the headpiece might have been too much. Any advice you have would be amazing. Thank you, Haley. Instagram chubby chibi cosplayer. The headpiece was what stood out to me first the most. It is huge. It's massive. And that's not a bad thing, but it is unbalanced in this coordinate. So if you wanted to keep this current headpiece, I would say you need a really, really, really big petticoat and a really, really big underskirt. I'm talking like maybe to the floor. And I think the wings need to be a lot bigger, and maybe also the blouse that I have from Devil Inspired that's really poofy and big and has like gold flecks in it, that would be good for it. And maybe like a really long Rhapsody wig with like really heavy makeup, really just like over dramatic. Like I'm talking, look at angelic pretty runway shows and the people that attend the tea parties. If you don't want to go for an approach that's so over the top, I would say take your existing coordinate and make the same headpiece just on a smaller scale. So just smaller roses and smaller spikes so that it wouldn't stand out as much. I do like the design of it a lot. It also, I'm not sure if you got a bad petticoat and it deflated, or if you're not wearing a petticoat, this coordinate would look so much better with like a big petticoat. And I know it's difficult to find because it is a longer dress, so you have to find the right length. Look at Wonderwell, look at Me Likes Tea, and get a petticoat because it'll make this look so much more cohesive and so much better just by having a good petticoat. I think that these shoes are fine. If you wanted to do an alternative, maybe have some gold shoes, or maybe with these shoes get tights that aren't so solid and instead have some sort of material to them, some sort of pattern. Not a solid tight, but what's the word for it? A texture, I guess. I don't know if this is your hair, if this is a wig, but it's really beautiful. I love the angelic vibes. I love that you made wings. They're really cute. I think that another headpiece idea too would just even be like a simple gold wire halo, like a small one with this existing cord and your wings. I think that this could also be coordinated in a more casual kind of classic way with a boater hat and a short sleeve blouse, maybe some tan Oxfords and ankle socks. You can definitely find peignoirs that end right here and are more like tank tops and don't have long sleeves, so that you could wear that with this coordinate or with long sleeves. I do think that alternatively you could wear this with no blouse and a peignoir. I know some people are opposed to that, but it's a good summer alternative and I think a nice look. As long as the peignoir doesn't go super past the skirt, or if it does, that you kind of balance that with an underskirt. Hello, my name is Emily. I love your channel and more importantly how encouraging and supportive you are. Aw, thank you. I have been a big fan of Lolita for a very long time, but never had an entire outfit. I have this like so tiny on my phone. I need to zoom in more. Why am I struggling like this? I love black and was able to find an entire look that suits my style. Posh, punk, cyber goth, metal, leather, etc. I'm wearing from top to bottom. Whoa, and then she went above and beyond and listed everything that she's wearing, which is not a requirement at all, but I appreciate you doing that. It's a lot of work. So her outfit is comprised of mostly Atelier Pierrot, All Saints, and Enchantellic and Chantilly. I'm pretty thrilled with it, but I would really love some of your thoughts and ideas on how to improve it. I am interested other looks you think I can build off of these items, with accessories, hair, shoes, etc. and other looks I should try. Thank you so much for your time and everything you do, Emily. I really appreciate these MySpace style photos. I love it. So I really like this coordinate. I feel like this is something that Holly should be giving advice on and not me, because I do appreciate goth looks, but that's more of her forte. So most of this coordinate, although it is goth, it is kind of like frilly, and I feel like the face mask fits because the rest of the coordinate is solid. But I know Holly has done a coordinate where she wore a face mask and it was challenging for her because she had to balance kind of the street style edginess with like frilly pieces, which can be really difficult. The headbow throws me off a little bit, but because everything else is kind of the same level, it doesn't throw me off that much. But that might be something that you could switch out for like a beret with like piercings in it, or like a spiky headband of some sort. Okay, I didn't do the best job explaining this, but let me try again. This coordinate, I say frilly, but I think I mean more elegant, and I don't see anything wrong with it. But it might be challenging to coordinate all of these pieces together again in other ways, since it's pretty frilly and long layered pieces. It might be fun to try to take each of these pieces into a separate coordinate and try to balance them with more street style and less typically Lolita things. I think you probably have a better eye for this than I do because of the styles that you mentioned. I think maybe you could do your hair in a different way, with maybe a band tee and this skirt, but then have less elegant shoes, like maybe combat boots. In this coordinate, Holly is wearing a Ghost Girl Goods mesh dress, which I think doesn't distract from the coordinate too much, but adds another layer of style to it. I think Ghost Girl Goods might have some pieces that may interest you, and even just looking at their Instagram feed, you can see more of a mix of styles that might inspire you. I also think you should look at old school meta, because a lot of their pieces can be styled in different ways. It seems like you have a really good grip on elegant gothic Lolita fashion, and maybe you want to strictly stick with that, which in that case, you got it. I'm just giving this advice since you mentioned other styles. I think you could pull off incorporating more experimental Lolita. Most importantly, have fun with it. Hello Laura, last year was my first year wearing Lolita fashion, and this was my first cord. I made this JSK for Techo, but I'm having trouble trying to style it differently. I've tried a couple different things, but they don't seem to work out very well. I love this piece and would love to wear it more. If you would be able to help, it would be very appreciated on my part, since I'm still a beginner. Thank you so much. Ashton at strawberryboba.tea. Okay, I'm definitely someone who experiments with shoes, but these flats just don't work with Lolita. They're too plain. Maybe with like an ankle sock, like a frilly ankle sock, you could even wear it with your tights. It would add more interest, but I just feel like these kind of flats, they just stand out and look really flat with Lolita. Or even like shoe clips maybe or something. But I mean, investing in just like some form of tea parties would make this whole coordinate look that much more Lolita. And I understand people wearing these type of shoes when they're just starting out and they only have a minimal budget, so they work with what they have. But as you grow and continue to expand your Lolita, you definitely want to fill in areas that you're lacking in. So definitely investing in like more Lolita shoes. Your dress is super cute. I love the bears. I think that incorporating more bears, the top of the JSK is sort of plain, which is fine because then you have more room to play around with it. I think that you could wear like a big rosette with like a bear on it right here. The collar on this blouse, it kind of seems like you've maybe modified it to be more Lolita and it used to be more of like a pointed one. I would make it even more round if possible, because it still sort of looks a little bit too angular for Lolita. I would maybe like wear jewelry with it, or like, come on, go all bears. Like wear a bunch of bears right here in a necklace, just because this open space is kind of throwing me off. Alternatively, I would say wear this blouse with a JSK that has a higher neckline, and wear this JSK with a lower neckline, one of those blouses that is maybe like open here and has like the crosses and then frilly here. Your hair is beautiful, by the way, and I think that to have a more complete coordinate, it'd be really cute if you had like a pink beret, or like even some cute bear ears, or a, oh my gosh, like a beret with bear ears on it. That would be so cute. Or even like a frilly rectangle headband would be really cute with this. Hi Laura, I'm new to Lolita and I have been wearing the fashion for about a year. I don't have very many accessories yet to achieve my desired OTT suite Lolita fashion dreams, and I do the best I can with what I have. Below, I have 2 options of coordinates that you can fix. I think I'm just going to quickly fix both of them. We're going to do a speed round. Coordinate 1, angelic, pretty, dreamy dollhouse JSK in pink colorway. I really like this coordinate because it's pink and I did my best to add as many accessories as I could. I am just wondering if you have any suggestions on how I can take this coordinate to the next level. I know from experience that when you're a sweet Lolita and you want to be OTT sweet and you're just starting out, you start to use just whatever you have, and I totally get that. But definitely going to the next level would be collecting more and more pieces within like color stories, and then you'll have, you know, the pieces that you wear for your mint and pink cords, and you'll have pieces that you wear for your ivory and pink and for your pink and red. And so I do really like this coordinate. It's really cute. The one thing that's throwing me off is the head bow. I wish that it was more like a light pink. That pink is just kind of throwing me off, or that it was bigger up there. Also, in both of these pictures, you have beautiful long hair, and I think there's so much fun things that you can do with your hair. Like you could do braids or different styles or curls, or I think that there is this weird unspoken thing in Lolita, this mentality, and I don't know if everyone feels this way, but I've definitely felt this way. Comment below if you felt this way. But there's this weird feeling like you have to have long hair and it has to be like here. And when I had short hair, I always felt like I have to wear wigs, because in order to be a Lolita, in order to complete the shape, I have to have this like boom, bangs, boom, hair here. It's just not true. Like, you don't have to do that. And I think that a lot of the times it ends up taking away from your accessories, from your collar, from your blouse, because there's just like hair here. And maybe this is something that I am just projecting onto you, but you don't have to do that. And Lolitas, all of you, you don't have to do that. If you have short hair, you don't have to wear a wig. If you're wearing a wig, you don't have to wear it down. You can do updos, you can do partial updos, you can do different styles. And it doesn't make your coordinate any less complete. And I definitely used to believe that, and I used to feel that, so I just wanted to take a moment to say that it's not true. And we can all experiment more with hair. It's a great place to experiment, and it can make your coordinates look so different. Sorry, I like projected onto you and got into like a weird side tangent, but your hair is beautiful, and it is beautiful the way it is, but I think that you can do really fun styles with it too, and don't feel any pressure from yourself or the Lolita community to have your hair down always. Also, I wanted to point out that I really like that obviously another Lolita took this picture because there's like a hair in the corner. A pink hair, it's so cute. I think it would also just be really cute to have your hair in like pigtails with like a center headpiece. Sometimes when you're starting off and you don't have as many accessories, it's better to, rather than just trying to throw them all on, to balance it and make sure that the accessories that you are wearing are really focused on and really clear and apparent. So sometimes it helps to shift your mentality from going, I need to put everything on to be like super over the top and I need more and more and more, rather to just dial it back and focus more on the pieces that you have. It's definitely a mistake that I have made in the past. So, okay, let's get into the second cord. Angelic Pretty Milky Pony Carnival OP in lavender colorway. I'm trying my best to coordinate this OP in unique ways. There is only so much I can do with it. I love berets, and I used an off-brand pink beret to highlight the pink notes in the OP. I am also wearing a light pink socks and pink tea party shoes. I'm not sure if the beret is complementary enough to the shoes and pink parts in it. I'm curious to know what your thoughts are and if there are any other accessories that should be coordinated with this to elevate the look. So to me, the beret looks like it's too dark of a pink, and I kind of wish that it was more a light pink to match with the shoes. However, this is a photo that was taken at night, and I really can't tell if the colors are accurate. Normally, I would say don't wear blouses with OPs, or if you do, make sure that they're like a tank top with just like some sort of frilly neck. But I do think that this could be cute with like an old school style Peter Pan collar long sleeve frilly blouse, maybe with like the beret and then your hair in braids and like up. There are some older AP releases that had that kind of double sleeve look, and I think that you could totally do that kind of style with this. I think that it would also, like, the style of this print would look really cute with a bolero or a cardigan over it. One pieces are so hard. Definitely an option could be to look for a blouse that kind of doesn't have sleeves and just ends here, so that you can get the neckline and play around with fun necklines. Also, if you want to do this in an over-the-top sweet sort of way, it would be really cute to get one of those like carnival carousel headdresses and then just a couple different small pieces to put in your hair. Maybe do like pigtails, like half up pigtails, and then have your hair down and then have the accessories in there. Long gloves are a hard look to pull up in Lolita, but when people do it right, it looks so cute, and that's another fun way to add something to an OP. I hope that this video helped think of more ways for all of you to wear your coordinates, even for those of you watching. Maybe it's helped you think about your outfits at home. If any of you have advice for these lovely Lolitas on how they can style their things, please leave it in the comments below. I know that it really helps to hear from people with different styles, different perspectives, because, you know, I'll just recommend boater hats and berets forever. So I'd love to hear some of your suggestions too. I want to make a quick shout out to all of my patrons. Thank you so much for supporting me on Patreon. It's really kept me going with creating content. I'm really close to reaching my next Patreon goal, so please check that out if you are interested. If I reach it, then it means that I will be making even more videos. As always, stay lovely!